Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnah Shabbos, Perek Vav, Chapter 6, Mishnah Tes, Mishnah 9. I dedicate this morning's learning in memory of my mother, Miss Shlamas Rabinowitz, Shlamas Bas Rav Yaakov Eliezer. Learning should be an aliyah for a neshama. Okay. Habanim yoitzim b'ksharim. The young boys may go outside on Shabbos with ksharim, which means laces tied to their arms. We'll explain what that means. And princes or children of nobility can go out with zogin, means with bells. And the truth is, anybody can go out wearing these bells. Just the chachamim, when they spoke in the more common example. Typically the only ones who went out with these bells were children of nobility. But so therefore the chachamim said, when they made that statement about being able to wear them on Shabbos, it said it by those who typically wear it. But anybody could if they wanted to. Okay, so let's explain what's going on. The first part is like this. The first part of this Mishnah and next Mishnah are going to, we would classify them, or I guess, I should know we would classify them, but, the worldview on what we're going to talk about, many of the examples, they call them superstitions. But we know that we spoke about a couple of weeks, the previous Mishnah, I spoke about a kameya, an amulet. And we find many things that were considered remedies, even though there is no real, from a scientific viewpoint, there's really no explanation to it. But there was a point of time that they believed in these things, and they actually carried weight. And we'll see, and these are the examples that we're going to see. So the first one is like this: Habanim Yetzim B'Ksharim. If a father was leaving his son and he was going on a long trip, and he knew that, or wherever he was going, he was leaving the house for some reason. I'm assuming it means for a long trip, not just to go out and come back. So these young boys were very attached to their fathers. When their fathers would leave for a long time, they would have some serious separation anxiety, we would call it. And in order to try to prevent it, there was a belief, and it was a common practice, that the father would take his right shoelace and tie it to his son's left arm. Got that? Father would take the right shoelace and tie it to his son's left arm. And people believed that this would act as a charm, a skula, we call it, a charm that would remove the yearning for his father. So we say that he can wear it because it's made for healing. And anything that you're wearing for the purposes of healing, would be considered like a tachshit. It's considered like jewelry. It's like the amulet. It's like the kameya. Now, they only talk about bunim because this was only you need 4 bunim. The little girls weren't attached to their fathers in those days. And therefore, if the father would leave, they wouldn't have that kind of serious separation anxiety, but the boys did. And therefore, this segula, this charm was done. And we see that it held enough weight in those days that the Chachamim said it's not considered a masi, it's not considered a burden. You could actually go ahead and wear it on Shabbos outside. That's the first example. The next example of the Mishnah was these princes, the children of nobility with these bells. These bells were decorative. It was decoration, so it's a tachshit. It's like a piece of jewelry. The only thing is that these bells didn't make noise. Because if they did, you'd have a problem of Shabbos of what's called hashba'as kol, making a pleasant sound with something. So it had to be that either it was stuffed up with something, or they removed the clapper. And therefore, it was just an ornament. Okay. Now, we say like this: these so they were allowed to wear these bells, but they had to be sewn into the garment. And if they were sewn into the garment, they were decorative. Not a problem carrying them out on Shabbos. If they're not sewn, they were afraid they may fall off, or he may take them off to show to his friends, and they end up carrying it in the public domain. So therefore, as long as they're sewn on, they're okay. They're considered a decoration, they're considered decorative, and it's not considered carrying. And as the mission concludes, that really this is not only, if some, not noble kid, I mean, not noble, but not a child of who is not of nobility, a regular kid, what a commoner, thank you, is wearing those bells, he can wear it also. It's considered a decoration. They bring down that one might think that maybe we wouldn't allow them to wear it because when the commoner would go out wearing the bells, the noble kids would poke fun. And we may be concerned, or maybe other people would poke fun. Or we might have thought we should be concerned that because they may poke fun at them, that they'll take it off and carry it. The Mishna says, no, we're not concerned with that. And therefore, anybody could wear these bells outdoors. Let's now do Mishnah Yud, because it's a similar, it's similar to the first case. Next, Yoitzin bebeitzas hachargol. One can go out on Shabbos wearing a chargol's egg. A chargol is a type of kosher locust. It's one of the kosher locusts mentioned in the Torah. And their eggs were believed to heal earaches. They hung it from the ear, and when he had an earache, and it was believed that this would heal your ear. Uveshein shul, a fox's tooth. Okay, why would you wear a fox's tooth? So the Bartuna explains, if you had trouble sleeping, you'd wear the tooth of a dead fox, so you should help you fall asleep. And if you were too sleepy, you wear the tooth of a live fox to keep you awake. So again, these were skulas, these were charms of sorts. Now, there's something a little bit more serious to this, but we'll see soon. Uva masmer min atzalav, a nail from a gallows of one who was hanged. Okay, and that was done for healing, for reducing swelling of a wound. Okay, so you can go out with all these things, mishum refuah. If you're wearing them for healing purposes, then it's different. It's not, you're allowed to go with it on Shabbos. These are words of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir said these things are considered for refuah. You're wearing it for refuah. What you wear for refuah is like an ornament. It's not carrying on Shabbos. Okay, and you're probably not going to try, showing it off to anybody, taking it off and showing it off either. The Chachamim say, "Af b'choil aser." You can't even do this during the week. Misham darkei Amori, because it is considered the ways of the Amorim, of the Amorites. The Torah tells us, okay, that basically, the Torah tells us that you cannot follow the ways of the Goyim, right? So all these things, these ideas with the egg of the chargol and then the fox tooth, where did it come from? It came from the Amorim. And that's not an argument. That's what it came from. And therefore, the Chachamim said, you're not going to do that. Reb Meir said you could do it, because Reb Meir said that anything that is for medicinal purposes, you don't have the problem of you shall not follow in their ways. So if they made up, so again, if you, at a point in time that they believed in these charms, and they considered them refuah, Reb Meir is saying, you're right. They come from the Amorim. Nonetheless, being that you're using it for medicinal purposes, the prohibition is not there. And because of the fact that it is for medicinal purposes, it's not carrying on Shabbos. So you can wear them out in the street on Shabbos. So have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi. So we're not literally talking